Hello and welcome to my art studio. Today I thought it would be fun to take you inside my studio and show you the place where I love to create. So this is my painting table. Painting is like a meditative state for me. I usually paint in silence. Once in a while I'll put on music, but I love to just be with my own thoughts and feel the rhythm of the paint on the paper. And it's a wonderful way to decompress from the stress of life. So I 100% recommend painting for anyone. I don't care if you think you're an artist or not. I think it's just such a wonderful way to express your creativity, and I would encourage anyone to paint. So I'll go ahead and show you some of my favorite painting supplies, show you what I use, and I hope that it inspires you to start your own painting practice. Or if you are already an artist and already love to paint, then I hope that you get some tips and ideas of some of the items and materials that I like to use. So my favorite kind of paint is called Acryla gouache. I discovered it a few years ago and I have fallen in love with it. I feel like it's easy to use. You can have a little more control over it than watercolors, and the colors are so beautiful and vibrant. I love the opacity of the paint colors, and I love the colors straight out of the tube. They come in gorgeous colors. I purchased these from Blick art supply store. If you don't have a Blick near you, you can also purchase them online. For my paint brushes, I love these brushes by Peggy Dean from the Pigeon Letters. They are such beautiful brushes. I use round brushes, and I use these in probably 95% of the time I am painting. Honestly, these 3 brushes are all you need. Really, honestly, just 2 brushes if you just wanted to start out. So these are round brushes. They come in different sizes. I have a 6, a 2, and a 10. So the bigger the number, the bigger the brush. The thing I love about these brushes is they really hold the paint well, so you can get a nice long line. They also have beautiful pointy tips, so you can push down and get a thicker line and pull up and get a very small, thin, detailed line. I've tried lots of different brushes and I always just come back to these ones again and again. For my palette, or what I put my paint on, I have this beautiful custom made palette. This was from Krista Coons from Her Name is Mud. She is a beautiful potter, and I don't think she has any palettes available right now, but definitely check out her work because it is gorgeous. But you can use any type of ceramic, anything that's glazed. So any flat surface works well to squirt your paint out on. For paper, I use watercolor paper. There are 2 types of watercolor paper. There's cold press or hot press. The cold press has a lot more texture, and the hot press is a smoother finish. Lately, my favorite is the hot press. It's a little harder to find, but it's just so smooth and velvety, and I've been enjoying painting with hot press lately. And then the last things I use when I'm painting, of course, are paper towels are an absolute must, and some jars for your water. So you can use anything. I use these mason jars. I like to have 2 jars next to my painting. I keep warm colors like my reds, oranges, and yellows in one, and then cool colors in my other ones. It just makes it so the water doesn't get quite as muddy. And then the last thing I often use in my art practice is a light box. So it's absolutely optional. I like to sketch out things first and then trace onto my watercolor paper with pencil, and so I love a light box and I use it often. If you are just starting out with Acryla gouache, these are some fun projects that I would recommend doing. First off, I love creating these color chip cards. So all I did was cut up pieces of watercolor paper, and then I painted a square of each color on each card. And then on the back, I have the name. It's just a nice way to see the different colors that you have, and it's fun and meditative. Another activity is to create a color mixing chart. So this is a big giant one that I created. It took me a few weeks, but I had so much fun creating it. And it taught me so much about color. And I found myself being surprised by the different colors that emerged as I was mixing them. So to make your own, take a pencil and a ruler and create grid lines on a piece of paper. It doesn't have to be as big as this one, it can be smaller. And then on the left-hand side, you will put all your different paint colors and paint one little square that's straight out of the tube in that color. Along the top, you will go in the exact same order and do the exact same colors across the top. Then slowly fill in the colors. So you're gonna mix every color with every other color. And then that white line in the middle is just the same color mixed with itself. So I instead of doing that, I just left it white. It's not an exact science. It is just fun to do, and it'll teach you so much about color. And the great part is then later when you're doing a painting and you want a specific color, you can reference the color mixing chart and you can look at a shade that you find interesting, and then you can see exactly which two colors you used to make that. So I'm going to take you through a few of my paintings that I've created with Acryla gouache, and then at the end we will spend a little time painting together. I hope you've enjoyed this time coming into my art studio today. I hope it's inspired you to give it a try, give painting a try. You don't need to have a fancy table or fancy space like I have. You can just do it at your kitchen table, and I would love to hear how it goes. I've included the links to all of these supplies underneath this video. Have a wonderful week. Bye for now.